Hey everybody, what's up from Roll, Minnesota, your state of skate? Hey, I'm Butch Lehman, and today we're in for another episode of Rolling Reactions. Alright, so for today's episode, we're traveling to the Great White Wilderness up north, I'm talking about Canada, to visit a skater that I think is one of the most creative and technically proficient skaters ever to lace up a pair of inline skates. His name is Richie Eisler, and recently he dropped a new profile titled Rocket Boots, so today we're going to check out that one. But as an added bonus, we're also going to rewind the clock a little bit and take a look at his section from Elite Series 4, and that section is also a masterpiece. So anyway, guys, I invite you to join me for some creative and technical skating. This is Richie Eisler. Let's check it out. Richie Eisler has been a mainstay staple for the USD team for a really long time, and one of the things I always love about watching his sections is the high replay value that they have, because there's always some technical nuances that I think get lost on the first viewing, and so all the subsequent viewings allow you to appreciate the tricks in much greater depth. Here we're out in China, and I think this video was a promotional video for a new Aeon boot from USD. And if you've never tried those before, the Aeons are a really interesting design. The frames are attached to the actual skate. And in some ways, it's almost like a disposable skate because of that. But I actually love the frame design. I know it's been hit and miss with some people out there, but Richie makes them look amazing, and he has for a number of years. Anyway, we got some cool B-roll footage here, traveling the world, and a little bit of foreshadowing to some of the tricks about to come a little bit later as well. Now, I need to feature Richie in some other edits because scouring the internet, there are some really interesting things. He was one of the only skaters out there that I know has made multiple editions of the Sweet 16 tricks. If you're not familiar with that concept, it's where you do all 16 variations, switch and regular, forward and fakie, of 360 grinds. And I think he did one with like acids, and I think he did one with like machios and fish brains as well, which is just mind-boggling to think about. But that's what you're going to get with Richie. Like I said, he's a creative genius, a technical wizard when it comes to skating. Making this like A-frame out of nothing, and that was a really cool looking spot, just holding that back farve all the way up. Also, this S-ledge is really cool. I think there's another trick that's going to go down on that one later. If I remember correctly, I think it was the same spot. Going up. 270 over to the top sole. Riding the walls. Look at the style on that fakie 5 too. It's like a shifty fakie 5. And you know, if you've ever watched Richie's flip mode edit at a skate park where it's almost nothing but flips, he is no stranger to aerial maneuvers either. So definitely has a lot of versatility and a really large trick vocabulary in the streets and the parks. Doesn't really matter for Richie. Taking a nice farve around the ledge. Kind of going into like dark side topsole around that. This is mind-boggling. It's alley-oop negative sole, both directions. That's a trick I don't know if I've ever done or could do on any obstacle, regular footed, but to do it switch too, pretty unreal. Time we'll go up, we'll ride it back down. Cool camera shot too, you got the clear blue sky in the background, and a lot of these spots are very scenic. A lot of kinks to go up on a ledge, and that's a sentence I don't know if I've ever said before, grinding up a kink ledge. Really smooth on the true spin machio. That's one of the harder, like normal variations of a grind. Taking some flips to the street. I always appreciate that. Transfer over, transfer back, and then, you know, just one more time for good measure. A lot of sole variations on that one too. By the way, look at this spot. This looks like it was made specifically for skating. Yeah, have a seat. It's a perfect way to end that line is just sit down. Textbook true spin fish brain coming out forward. This is a really cool trick too. He like rides it up, uses the momentum to stop going uphill, then pushes off, brings the momentum back. It's that back royale down. Just beautiful. Poetry in motion is really the only way to describe Richie's skating. Got a nice long ledge here with the back farve going down. It's a simple trick, but he just makes it look so good. Speaking of which, we've got another kink ledge. Kind of a theme for this video so far. Abstract 540. Really like that second angle, and I don't know if it's the ground that's just shimmering like that or if it was because it was wet. If it was wet, that adds a whole new element of difficulty to that landing, since it was, you know, not a straight on, it was almost like a 90-degree angle. By the way, I don't know how somebody got that angle on that fish brain shot, especially with the stairs. Maybe there was a wheelchair ramp going on. But those little details I think are fun to think about of like the actual filming and cinematography. And And that right there is why True Spin Soul is one of the most dangerous tricks. Out of all the True Spins for me personally, that's the one that I feel the least comfortable with. This is a really cool shot too. Soul grind around, going over to switch soul, back royale down. I assume the second one was the switch soul. Maybe it was the first one. I think it's fair to say, though, that Richie probably doesn't really have a switch. And that's also mind-boggling. Really cool ledge here, but that heel roll, just rolling right into the rough Macchio. I don't know. Take a sweaty, very picturesque spot here, too. Got all the green shrubbery and plant vegetation coming up from the sides. The yellow from the rail kind of pops. Just disappears into the parking ramp. All right, next up as an added bonus, we have this section from Elite Series 4. I believe this came out 3, 4, maybe 5 years ago. And if my memory serves correct, this was a film put together by Jonas Hansson, who is an absolute amazing cinematographer and editor, and I've always loved these parts. But this one is another one that will get the creative juices flowing and the technical aspects. And you can see Richie hauling really fast here. Kind of reminds me of that viral trick where he did the really long back royale in Canada. And that's another edit that if you haven't seen that one, you definitely need to watch that one. Some really cool B-roll shots. Like I said earlier, the cinematography in this video is absolutely top-notch. And as both a skater, but also a cinematographer and like editor, that's something I like to see is kind of the combination between the two. Like, look at this, he's going top level, or bottom to top, back down to the fish brain drop. Really fast footwork for something like that. I don't know about that. That's a lot of speed to take into that. Like, double negatives are scary enough, because if you miss one foot, you're either getting the shin or something worse. But to do it alley-oop adds a whole nother level of difficulty. And some scenic architecture. And I don't know what's up with this ledge, if this is at a skate park or if it's just a ledge out in the wild, but that is a perfect looking down ledge. Like, look at this thing. It's got the angle iron on it, so I'm assuming this is a skate park spot. But I would skate that. I would love to skate that. Really cool cut there, too, between the Macchios. Like that secondary angle from the side. 360 Macchio, got the grab in there. Tough one to do, especially if you're getting the grab while you're in the air spinning. That's the way to do it right, though. No late grab, got to get it right while you're in the air. Great camera work, adding some time mapping here. You got the slow motion, the fast motion on that. Again, Richie bringing in a lot of speed to some of these tricks. Got a rail here, backslide. Textbook backslide, too, just like chilling on it, not waving his arms. He's just there for the whole ride. Strapped in, ready to go. Bringing the speed again. Like a wall ride over, I don't even know what that is. Some sort of depository. This time we're going up the rail, front far. Then taking a really quick fish brain down. That little added detail, again, those are the style points. Those are the bonus points that we're looking for. Got some ledge transfers. Taking the Mizu variations, the mistrial variations. The 360 out was pretty nice, too. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why it requires repeat viewings when you're watching Richie, because that happens so fast, where I'm not even sure which tricks happened or in what order. That was a beautiful hurricane top horn. Follow that up with 360. And so one of those was right foot, now that I think about it. One was left foot. So again, kind of begs the question of which one is switch, which one is regular. And I mentioned this earlier, but the Sweet 16 version edition videos that Richie has done fully demonstrates how comfortable he is with both feet. You can do hurricane fish brain, both right-footed and left-footed, or full true fish, left foot and right foot. And do you really have a switch? Probably not. TTP, one of my favorite tricks. Putting it together in a line here, going up to the next ledge. I don't even know what that was. Was that true spin negative soul? How often have you seen somebody insert a true spin negative soul into a line? Otherworldly. Got magical superpowers. Speaking of which, this is like the perfect time to cut away to a cartoon comic, because he is a superhero. That's a big wall ride. Massive jump. That's got to be about shoulder height. A lot of quick rails to do here. Not the most difficult trick or the most difficult line, and I think that was a Royale. This is probably my favorite clip in the whole video, though. spinning hurricane cess slide, finds the perfect spot in the ledge, rides it out the whole way, 270 out to forward. Everything about that was as clean as it could have possibly been. Front torque, got that unlocked too. And again, he's just chilling on it. He just got the grab, no hesitation. There's no pivoting. Just really controlled, really clean. Spin around, jump over. Creative skating. Love that kind of stuff. Fish brain to drop. And you know, there's nothing wrong with a good alley-oop sole. One of my favorite tricks to do out in the streets. Just feels good to be looking over that shoulder as you're riding down the rail. And to lock in like that, you know, Richie's got it. Again, look at this cinematography. It is just so good. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Rolling Reactions featuring Richie Eisler. Again, Richie is one of the most technically proficient and creatively talented skaters out there, and it's always a pleasure to watch his sections. Like I was saying earlier, all of his sections have an amazing replay value because you're always going to catch something that you missed the first time. And when it comes to watching skating, that's one of the things I love, is being able to focus in and appreciate different aspects of skating that I might have missed. But you guys will have to let me know what you think about Richie's new profile and some of his older ones as well. Till next time, everybody, I'm Butch Lehman of Roll, Minnesota, reminding you to stay safe, stay healthy, and get out there and do some rollerblading. Till next time, everybody, peace.